Votre attention s'il vous plaît. IPTV Services. Tempo Afrique TV vous offre 6000 chaînes de télévision en direct de l'Afrique, de l'Europe et des États-Unis. Toutes vos chaînes de télévision préférées sous un seul toit. Achetez maintenant. Pour des informations, appelez le numéro suivant +1 612 804 02 95.
Good evening, everyone, from Tempo Africa TV. We say Juma Mubarak because today is Friday for all Muslims on Africa and all over the world. Well, this is What's Up Africa. What's Up Africa, our show that has made a big comeback. So from South Africa to the Horn of Africa, East Africa, and West Africa, all English-speaking countries of Africa, you're welcome. Please send us your commercials, anything, innovations, everything that is really breakthrough technology or in any field whatsoever. Contact us. You have that number at the bottom of the screen, +1 612 804-0295. Call us and we'll be right there at your door or wherever you may be. We will get the information from you and spread it across the continent and across the globe. Today, we have a topic for you, and we hope you're ready to listen because we've invited a special guest, and he will introduce himself on this really good topic that we call impressive technological innovation to reinforce Africa. Of course, Africa speaking English, Africa speaking French, Africa speaking Portuguese, whatever language you speak, innovation is all for you. All. Our special guest here is Chairman Kredo. Chairman Kredo, welcome to the show. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Tell us, actually, tell the whole world, Africa, English-speaking, French-speaking, those who can tune in and listen to us. Please subscribe and get ready to hear from the horse's mouth. Who is Chairman Kredo? That's our first question. Are you an entrepreneur, an investor, an African inventor? Who is Chairman Kredo, by the way?
Good evening, Professor Balobi, and thank you so much for having me once again on your platform. I also send my greeting to Mr. Malik in the technical department, as well as all the technicians, the cameramen, everyone involved in making this happen. So I want to say thank you to all the staff and team of Tempo TV Africa, and as well as saying hello to the African continent, my compatriots in Togo and Benin, as well as all those that are listening or seeing us now. I want to say hello. Chairman Kredo is a Togolese born. However, in Africa, we know that no one is from a specific place because there has been migration all around. As I've traced my lineage, we went from Bandidi from Togo, around the Mono River,
Right.
crossing into Benin to Tado, and then we went from there to Oyo in Nigeria, and then we went from there to Chad, to Kenya, to Ethiopia, and the last part I've repaired was in Egypt. That's the last place I've traced us to. So I will say I always call myself the proud son of Africa, and that's who I am. And I believe in that because the time is for Africa and the time is now.
The time is for Africa and the time is now, you said,
Yes.
Kredo. Thank you so much for putting an emphasis on the balkanization of Africa, because people of the African descent, whether they be in the Caribbean, America, or wherever they be, let me say, the arbitrary borders must be removed. You belong to Africa. Africa, global Africa. The second question, Kredo, Africa, actually, there is a high demand for technology transfer. That's what people are crying for. And to you, on your side, you said, well, Africa herself can invent technologies that meet her own needs. But can you give us an example of your technological innovations and explain how they actually benefit African countries on the continent and in global Africa?
Thank you. But before I get to that, let me
Yes.
allude to the fact that in Africa we have been trained, we have been educated to be employed and not to be deployed. Because someone that is deployed brings about solution, and someone that is employed follows only orders, whether they are good or bad.
Right.
So we have been trained and conditioned to be employed. That means go to school, read and study all the books, get good grades, pick up the diploma, and go sit in an office. Whereas the opposite of what we are bringing now, which is to basically condition the minds for critical thinking, problem solving, creating solution and innovation, which prepare us to be deployed on all fronts, whether it's in infrastructure development, healthcare, security, landmarks, and so forth. So I believe that we, as those who have been fortunate enough to be in this position, should align ourselves with governments. Let's take the politics out and put it to the side, align ourselves with government so that we can contribute something to the development of our people. Politics has nothing to do with that. So that's what I will say. Then answering your question, I will say that what I'm bringing to Africa is transfer of technology and knowledge, because all my product, I own them 100%. It is a family product, as I've alluded to my children, my family. So we will transfer that to any African country that will receive us, and we transfer the knowledge and the technology, and it will be a product made in Africa in the area of solar street lighting, solar air conditioning, like some of the last product I've shared with you. I've just been granted a patent of the smart prepay electricity meter. And what makes my electricity meter special is that there's a P2P transfer, P2P sharing. For example, you are in a village and somebody, your uncle, your brother is in the city, and you run out of electricity. You don't have power. So what do? You call your brother, say, hey, I don't have power, and it's late. He can send you money for you to go and buy electricity anywhere. So what he does is he asks you for your serial number for your electricity meter, and from his electricity meter, from the app that he has, he can allocate some unit of electricity to you from his units that he possesses already. So this is what makes it special. I brought that up to life, thinking about our people that live in villages, our cousins, our sisters, our brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, nephews that don't have any money to buy electricity at that specific moment. Then we can be able to alleviate that pain of not having electricity all night or all day on them.
Right. So that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference, because instead of sending money, you can actually help them get the power back on from wherever you may be. Is that what you're saying? Were you telling me?
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
That's the P2P sharing. P2P sharing,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
That's the technology that I brought forth. It took many years of research and development and trial and error, and finally we broke through and we made it happen. So,
but do you have something similar? Do you have any technology that is similar in terms of water, usage meter?
Yeah, absolutely. Last year I was granted a patent for smart prepay solar water meter, which is pretty much similar as well, where the water company no longer needs to go and read your meter at your house.
Right.
However, they can just, because I tell people I don't sell water meters, I sell technologies.
Right.
Just like my light. So it comes in three form. One is the dashboard, which is controlled by the municipalities or the government. Two is the mobile app, which is owned by the consumer. And three is the hardware, which is the water meter. So,
Right.
for example, you procure the water meter and you put it in your house. You should be able to monitor and manage your usage. So basically, we have revolutionized water management system in Africa. So you should be able to say, okay, I bought 20 units. The government cannot bill me more than that because I have the control. If I happen to want to travel, I can shut it down while I still have my unit until I come back. And
Right.
also, what we have is the water management system that tells you when you have a leak in your house or on your property.
Right.
Also, it tells you that, okay, for example, you are in your office and you receive a text message from the app saying, Professor, log into the app. There is a warning. As soon as you log into the app, you see there is a continuous flow of water in your house for the last 2 minutes, because we make sure it doesn't go past 2 minutes.
Right.
The last 2 minutes, you have water that has been flowing. So from your app, you can shut down your meter. So
Wow.
all dispensing of water in your house has come to a stop.
That's
So
just
at
really
that
great.
point, whoever is in the house will call you. Dad, we don't have water. Well, did you leave the tap on in the bathroom? Did you leave the tap on in the kitchen? Did you leave the tap on in the garden? So go check it. So this is a better system of water management, and it's cost saving for the consumer as well as for the government.
And that is great because it can also avoid a loss of lives, can avoid flooding and all the rest of it.
Absolutely.
I think that's really a technological revolution, we should say. Not many countries in Europe, in the Western world, actually, and not many of them have this technology. That's why we call it.
Well,
This
actually,
is
this is the first of its kind in the world.
groundbreaking. Yes,
Yes.
this is groundbreaking. Thank you so much for that. So tell us. What is actually a patent? Tell people who don't understand what it means. Patent doesn't mean, okay, I copy China, I copy from Europe, and I just transfer it to Africa. Is that what it is? And it bears your name. Tell us a little bit. What is a patent? How do you get it?
Well, Professor Balobi, a patent is technically a certificate that is granted to you by a specific government that says that you have invented and tested with satisfactory results a product that has never been used before anywhere. So in the US, we have the USPTO that grants patent, that protect patent and secure patent for people. And before you are granted a patent, it's like you are presenting your thesis for a master's degree or a doctorate degree. You have to come and defend your thesis. So you have to come and present your product, make sure the prototype has been done and you have a working product. Now you submit the product for testing. So you have to also pass through the weight and measures, which mean, okay, for example, there are standards for water meters all around the world.
Right.
For water meters all around the world, I would say that they have copper.
Yeah.
Majority of them have copper, which make them susceptible to theft.
Right.
And then we also have every water meter has a magnetic field inside that separates the wet part from the dry part.
Wonderful.
That's what caused people to actually steal water, as well as electricity. So if you bring let me repeat this is illegal to anyone who is listening or looking at us now, it is illegal to do this because you can go to jail, you will go to jail and be fined. That's the reason why I came up with a new system that completely eliminates that.
Wonderful. That's
So
great.
if you there are videos on YouTube by bringing a strong magnet to your water meter, stop the meter from counting. However, your water still flows. So what I did is I mitigated that. There is no more magnetic field in my water meter. There is no more metal. It's polymer, carbon fiber and composite. So nobody can no longer steal water. You cannot steal water from the government. The government can no longer cheat you by overcharging you.
Oh, that's wonderful. And this patent, you say it's a certificate. It's just like in educational system, schools, colleges, universities, they have to be recognized. They have to be accredited. Is the agency giving you, awarding you that certificate? Is that certificate recognized worldwide? You know how?
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely. Because in order for you to be granted a patent, you have to first prove that your product has not been isn't a copy of anyone else.
okay.
That is not a duplication. That you have not stolen,
Yes.
borrow, or usurp that product or specific technicality from someone else.
Okay.
And once that is proven, then the patent offices in any country, every country, talk among themselves as well as the international Chamber of
Agency.
Commerce.
Right.
Yes. Then they determine that, okay, this is a unique product. We can now award the patent.
Okay.
So,
Great. Yeah, Chairman Kredo, can you give us
yes.
an estimate, an idea? We don't have to count them, about how many patents do you own now?
Well, I will say I own close to 20, if not more,
Okay, that's
because I have
yeah.
self-cleaning solar street light. I have solar tiles to go on your roof. I have a solar home kits. I have a solar light tower. I have electricity meter, water meter. I have actually I just came up with the first spherical solar panel, which is in the shape of a sphere.
Yes.
Actually, a lot of people have told me that I was crazy. That's not possible. When I came up with the concept about a year and a half to 2 years ago, and finally today I will say that we have it.
Wow. Yes, I see that. I see that. Wonderful. Let's go to the next point,
So
Chairman Credo. This is
so yeah.
amazing. This is amazing. But now look in the camera and talk to our youth all over Africa. Our youth, are desperate for employment. They really want to get a job. But you told us a minute ago that, don't go for, the idea of being employed. Instead of being employed, you should be deployed
Floyd.
or deploy
Yes,
yourself. So this is entrepreneurship, and now you're an
absolutely.
inventor. What do you tell the youth? How does one become an inventor? Do you have to go through higher education, college degrees, R&D process? Under what conditions? What can be done to be somebody like you, Credo, Chairman Credo, or the youth would like to know?
Well, I can say that we are all born inventors
We are
because
all born inventors.
yes,
Can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
yes, we're all born inventors, and we have to have someone in our life or a circumstance in our life that will push us to discover that part of us, knowing that, okay, I can invent, I can innovate, I can create. Let me give an example. My father is the reason why I am who anybody will call me that I am today, an inventor, an innovator, and creator, genius, whatever. Because I took a watch from my dad and I took it apart. And I was able to put it back together I was 9 or 10, completely. And from
Out of
that time,
curiosity, right?
yes, out of curiosity. And he asked me, "What are you doing?" I say, "I want to see how it works."
Right.
And most African fathers would have beaten me up
Mhm.
so bad that I would never even look in that direction of that watch again. However, he gave me a toolkit. And from that day, I started fixing radios, TVs at home.
Mhm.
My parents have never called anybody to fix anything. I was fixing everything myself. And that's how it started. So I would say that we are all born inventors. We are all
Mhm.
born innovators. We just need to somebody have to give us a chance.
What are you saying there is that the ability is there, innate ability to create, to
Yes,
be creative, and to come up with solutions to problems that we're being confronted by. Is that what you're saying? And you're talking about
absolutely,
the circumstances and the conditions. So
absolutely.
what kind of
So that's where,
circumstances and conditions can we create for our youth, the African youth? What are you
well,
asking us to
for
do?
that for that, I'll call up on our governments.
Okay,
I'll call up on our educational institution
there you go.
to put in place um, training facilities that will certify people. Everyone is not going to be a doctor. Everyone is not going to be an accountant. Everyone is not going to be a lawyer, because some of us that went to school and get degrees that we are
Right.
not even using. We don't even remember we have them.
Chairman
So
Kredo, what you're saying calls for a profound reforms, serious reforms in our educational systems in
education system,
Africa. Is that
absolutely,
correct?
absolutely.
Okay.
Because there are kids that know from the young age. In my neighborhood, from a young age, we were making stove from metal, from can. We were making cars from can in our neighborhood as
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
We take tomato can, milk can, lepik,
Yes.
and we were making cars. We were making stove. So at that time, the ingenuity is there. Somebody
Right.
has to identify that and push us to the next level. We should have the government to identify. For example, in the United States, I have my son, Sid. He built his own robot at 9. Um, it's when we identify what kids can do, and they call him professor like you.
Right.
Even me, I call him professor. So
Good.
we have to identify the area which the children are strong and push them instead of forcing them. We have been beat in Africa to learn subject that means nothing to us.
Yes.
We have to learn
Irrelevant.
the history, the geography of Japan. For
Yeah.
what? Of China. For if you ask, you take 99% of people, 100% of people in this world, and you grade them, I can guarantee you that African children, African students, by far at 80% to 90%, sometimes even 100%, can identify the geographical locations, the capitals of countries better than any other student on this earth.
As you
That's
say.
how we have been conditioned.
So you really need to reform our educational systems and
Absolutely.
make,
Someone come out of high school and
yes.
say, "Hey, I want to go into the energy field." Okay, we put them immediately into the energy sector. That person study
Yeah.
electricity, solar, wind, hydro. Now they know what it is. Now they can make a choice and say, okay, I'm going into solar, I'm going
Yeah.
into hydro, I'm going into wind.
Right.
Now they have identified their strength. Now we support them by growing that strength. Now, let me say what that brings to their country. For any country that embrace that system, you are creating a workforce of students that start earning before they graduate from school. And at that point, they are no longer burdened to their parents. Now you have produced productive citizens before they graduate from college. Imagine how that would be.
That would be fantastic, and we're running out of time. You know, your example is to be emulated, and I'm proud of your son. I ran into two smart kids as well in my life. One of them is called Amal, and the other one is called Clinton. Clinton, named after President Clinton. You say, they're very smart, and I think they started like you, started breaking stuff, and then
Early.
as parents, we didn't like it, but now they're in the field of technology, the field of making things happen. And when we are in trouble, we just pick up the phone and they solve the problem for us from distance. I think that's wonderful. All kids are smart, and as you say, we all potentially, inventors, innovators. Just use critical mindset and thinking to make things happen. That's what you said to us, and this is a wonderful thing to do. My last questions to you, Chairman Kredo. Africa, what does Africa? And I always say Africa because thinking of all African countries. So what are, in your opinion, the technological inventions that the Africa needs the most to actually support to its development? Because after all, that's the bottom line, to reinforce Africa, to develop Africa, put it in the front guard so that we don't keep begging for technology from outside.
The first thing Africa needs to do is unite. And the second thing, after the war, the United States went from a debtor nation into a creditor nation. That's how we were able to take the upper hand on every nation for so many decades. We loan money, we loan technology, expertise, and resources to many countries. So what Africa needs now is to close itself to itself, give opportunity to our young people, and the old people need to identify that it is time to step aside and to give the baton to the next generation, because things change. Every
Yes.
10 years, every 10 years, things change. We
Yes.
cannot be complacent. And I'm calling up on African governments to, wherever there are crises now, to reach out to the opposition, wherever there are turmoil, to reach out to the young people to say, come sit at the table, let's talk of how we can bring innovation, development, technology to grow our nations. Professor, this cell phone right now has 14 minerals inside. None of them is found outside Africa. All of them are in Africa. How is it possible in 2025 that we take our minerals, sell them to outsiders, excuse me, then they come back, give it to us at a very inflated price? It doesn't make sense.
Thank
It's
you.
time for us to use our resources, to use our unity, our bond, our power as one nation, one continent, one people, to rise up and to show the world what we can do.
Yes.
Because many places I go, excuse me, people will hear my name and they see the product, and when they see me, they are surprised.
Why?
Because they see Amuzovic.
Yeah.
Amuzovic actually was a mistake. In the United States, when I went to the Social Security office, when they were trying to create my Social Security card for the first time, my name is Amuzuvi Koizum. The last name comes from our ancestor,
Yeah.
who was the king Amuzu,
Yeah.
and his son Amuzuvi, which is the
Yes.
Amuzu son.
Yes.
Then Koizum, which is his grandson. So what in my lineage from kings everybody takes his name, add another name. So we all have been named after the kings prior to us.
Right.
So what my father did was when it comes to him, he took the Amuzuvi and he added the Poison. So
Right.
we now in our house become Amuzuvi Poison. Now the Poison in the machine could not figure. So they took Amuzovic and the first letter of the Poison and put them together. That's the day I became Amuzovic. That was in April 2003.
Okay. Yeah, that was again. I don't know if it is human error or machine error, but anyway, that's all we got time for today. What's Up Africa actually discussed with Chairman Kredo this important topic called impressive technological innovations to reinforce Africa. And you've heard it from the horse's mouth. He owns several patents that actually can produce not miracle, but because it's used critical thinking, his predisposition to make things happen based on our sufferings, things on based on our want, things on all the problems Africa is being confronted by. He wanted to deliver solutions, and his solution, as you heard it, is really every solution is really ground breaking. It's groundbreaking. It's creating, causing a miracle all over Africa, all over the world. So we need to open up and make sure that we actually reform our educational systems. We don't train people to be employed, but rather to be deployed, he said. And finally, I would say actually Chairman Kredo today emphasized the importance of logistics, right, and
Absolutely.
robotics.
And Professor Balabi, before we leave, let me say this. My team and I are actively now, as we speak, working on developing the first African satellite for telecommunication. So,
Are you kidding me?
no, I'm not. I am launching this to all the African nation, all the African government to support us in this, to be with us in this, so that we can actually develop this so that Africa no longer pays 500 billions a year to the West. So we can develop our continent in terms of research, development, critical data collection, and so forth. So I'm calling all the African governments now to support us, to partner with us, so that we can actually.
Okay, now we really understand understand that, and we thank you for sharing this in prime time with Tempo Africa TV.
First time is we share.
As I was saying, this is logistics, robotics without politics. Thank you for
Absolutely.
watching What's Up Africa, and our next appointment on this TV is next Friday. Thank you all for watching us, and God bless you. Juma Mubarak.
Juma Mubarak. Donc, on attend la technique.
Yeah.
So this is the time for Africa, and we cannot let out. We have to do the best we can.
Yes, that's true. And Malik, if you're still there, thank you for helping us make this happen. This is the end of our show. What's Up Africa has made a big comeback with Chairman Kredo. And thank you for accepting my invitation, and thank you for sharing this groundbreaking news with us here, primetime on Tempo Africa TV, and with the rest of Africa and global Africa, I should say. Thank you so much indeed. And we'll see you another time for more ideas to share with us. Yes, maybe
Thank you,
other.
Professor.
And thank you
Yeah,
so
and
much.
I'm open to having more discussion with Tempo,
Yes.
plus in partnership, as well as how we can reach out to more youth in Africa in order to help them, bring them to the realization that innovation and energy is the new world currencies that are needed for this new. The world will be run by technologies.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we have to fight to be on the forefront.
That is correct.
Yes. So
The
it
world
is
will be
very
run by technology, but not without human labor, but we'll be
absolutely,
minimizing human labor.
which we
And
have in abundance.
yeah, that's right. That's
We
right.
have in abundance.
That's exactly. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you so
My
much,
pleasure.
Chairman Kredo.
Good night.
And we'll stay in touch.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Votre attention s'il vous plaît. IPTV Services. Tempo Afrique TV vous offre 6000 chaînes de télévision en direct de l'Afrique, de l'Europe et des États-Unis. Toutes vos chaînes de télévision préférées sous un seul toit. Achetez maintenant. Pour des informations, appelez le numéro suivant +1 612 804 02 95.